We were talking about this offline, because you showed me some of the movies that you watched recently.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the movies you put on there was Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
And I actually recently rewatched that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because
what brought it on for you? Because for me, it was the Unspooled podcast, which they basically each week they pick a different movie from the AFI's top 100 movies and have like a pretty fun and in-depth conversation that gives like historical perspective as well. And I knew that was coming up, and I was like, I have the Blu-ray of Forrest Gump. It's been a few years. That's like a very pleasant movie to watch. But I also know a lot of people who are super critical of it. So I'm like, yeah, it's been like almost 10 years. I'm going to watch it again. And I watched it, and I remembered, yeah, it's a really good time, this movie. It's very, just...
You did still enjoy it.
I think it's a pleasant, uplifting little movie. I don't think it has anything necessarily interesting to say, but I don't care about that in that movie. I know a lot of people's criticism is that he goes through all these historic events, but like doesn't really do anything with it. And like, I guess theoretically you could have made a similar movie that was more critical of things like the government and like, but like, I don't really see Forrest Gump as that
movie. A whole different movie.
Yeah, like I just see it
like
as
that.
I see it as this pleasant romp that like is kind of long, but like doesn't feel that long, and like I don't know. I still like Forrest Gump. I would say it does suck. It did come out in '94, and it won Best Picture over Pulp Fiction and Shawshank Redemption, which I think both those movies are a lot better. But I thought, but yeah, after rewatching, I'm like, it's still a good movie. I think it's a really good movie. Like I don't think it's one of the best ever, but I think it's very good. And a lot of movies aren't one of the best ever. And the special effects mostly still hold up.
Yeah, they do.
The one thing though I will say is just because I've seen like behind the scenes stuff and pictures with Lieutenant Dan. Hey, look, it's Megan.
Oh, hey, Megan.
Megan surviving pneumonia. Oh gosh. So with Forrest Gump, with Lieutenant Dan's legs, you do kind of notice because the effect looks good, but what I notice, it's like conveniently there's like his legs are never like within that close to things because they green screen them out,
right?
These green socks. But also that movie has, did you notice this too? It has like a weird sound mix where it's like it's like a very quiet mix, and then when you get to like Vietnam, it's
extremely loud.
Yeah, because like I was listening to it with a 5.1 speakers DTS on a Blu-ray.
Oh, well, I don't got that here.
Yeah, but it was like it was weird because I was having to turn everything up like a good 10 or 12 notches like above a normal volume for a Blu-ray, and then when you get to Vietnam, it was awesome. But I live in an apartment, so it was a little scary because it's just like people are gonna think I'm getting shot or something. But really showy surround sound mix during those sections, and there is a little fun fact I learned is from the Unspooled podcast. Apparently, the actor who played Bubba, a couple things. One, he had a hard time getting work after that movie, even though he's great, because people thought that was really his lip. That was all fucked up, which it wasn't. And then the other thing is people always go up to him and ask him questions about the Bubba Gump shrimp, the restaurant. And he actually tells people not to go there because it's owned by like Shell or one of the big oil companies, and like he doesn't see any money from it, and like in fact it goes to some of the most evil people in the world. But anyway, I'm stealing all that from a totally different podcast that we
that's
have
crazy
nothing to do with, but yeah, very interesting.
So yeah, what brought it up for me was Forrest Gump was because I was talking to my dad about the Tarantino movie that just came out earlier this year, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes. And
I kind of told him like, yeah, it's kind of I wouldn't say it's exactly like Forrest Gump. I just said it kind of has like that mix in of like alternate fiction or reality. And then I brought Forrest Gump up, and I'm like, I want to watch Forrest Gump. It's been a while since I've watched it. I probably haven't seen it in like 10 years or so. So I popped it in and I watched it, and I still love the movie. Yeah. The movie's great.
And have you ever, I know someone that we don't like to talk about these days for, good reasons in a lot of ways, but Woody Allen made this movie Zelig, like that came out like a good decade or two before Forrest Gump, which does a lot of similar stuff.
Really?
It's a lot of like Woody Allen's character showing up in these historical events. But that movie's definitely quite a bit different other than that specific thing. I wonder if the folks in the chat, are they pro Gump or no Gump? Because I'm just surprised at how many people like hate the movie. Apparently, Bruce Springsteen really doesn't like Forrest Gump, and there's a line. It's one of the only songs where he like says the F word. Is like
and it's about Forrest Gump.
Sort of about Forrest Gump.
Wow, I didn't know people didn't like Forrest Gump.
Yeah, it's apparently a big thing in like the
a darling movie.
People see it as this like kind of pro-military, nationalistic movie. And it's like I don't like exactly what I agree. It's weird. I agree with the criticism that Megan's saying, but like I also just think it's pretty watchable and pleasant. Like I think it doesn't really have anything to say, which I guess is gonna not make it like high art. I don't know. I just didn't see it that way. I just see it as this person going through all these different events throughout the year. Also, something that's kind of ruined the movie for me, and it's ruined Fight Club as well. There's this guy from, I want to say he's from Pakistan, and he always replies his little acting reel to any like famous director you see on Twitter. In like the first replies to like any other tweets is this dude, and he has a really thick accent, and his reel is him just imitating famous lines from movies, and I feel like it actually has like, so he'll put on like a Forrest Gump looking thing, and anyway, it's very funny because he's not he shouldn't. Anyway. Go on Twitter, you'll find this guy.
I'll have to find him, yeah.
Yeah, I realize, oh no, I'm being mean to some poor guy who thinks that he's going to get cast in Judd Apatow's movie by doing his Forrest Gump impression. But,
I really still like that movie a lot.
By the way, you should have Megan on the show proper when she doesn't have pneumonia. Because,
yeah, like I said, anyone's welcome to come on the show.
Megan can talk stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, Megan, if you ever want to come on the show, more than welcome to, for sure. But yeah, Forrest Gump. Definitely still love the movie. As far as you were talking about the Lieutenant Dan and the green screen of his legs, like I don't think I noticed it. Maybe because I don't have a better TV like you do.
No, well, the effect looks good.
I thought everything still holds up, even when he goes to get the award. Mm-hmm. Like in black and white. Like I thought that still looked fine. I did kind of notice it.
You can see this scene if you stare closely at the mouse.
Yeah,
you can see
you can still see it.
And it doesn't quite look, but it is impressive that the effects in that movie looks better than stuff you'll see today. Yeah. And then, I also find with a lot of movies today with their CG, it almost looks better in the theater when it's all big, but then when it's on a smaller TV and you could kind of see how it fits into the background. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, that's my criticism of.
Yeah, I still don't have anything bad to say about that movie.
Yeah.